Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be building an Xbox 360 wireless controller. We're going to be prepping these bodies we got from China. I've got them in green, I've got them in clear. I sell these on my eBay. I also sell kits on my eBay. There'll be links in the descriptions down below. So this video is if you want to do it yourself. Pretty easy. There's a few things we're going to go over before you even get started. And I'm going to show you how to do those. You need a glue gun or some kind of glue. Could be silicone, could be gasket maker, whatever you want. We're going to need this home button, sync button, to be glued into here because it just doesn't stay. That little pin in there is just not enough. So we're going to need to do that for sure. And this is also going to need some grinding, as you'll see. This thing flip it around. See that edge? Ooh. What happened? Why'd you put? Oh, there it is. You can kind of see it. There it is. There we go. See that sticking out in there? That's got to be cut off. And it's pretty big over here. I've done it with a razor blade, but now I have a grinder, and I prefer to just do it with the grinder. I've done about 100 of these. Well over 100, actually. And that post there, I find, could be a little smaller at the top, and it needs to be ground down on the edges. You see these edges right there, how they're higher than the slot to your right? So I'm going to use my Hyper Tough Walmart tool that I probably bought at the flea market to grind this stuff down. We're going to get that party started maybe. I'm doing a voiceover, so I don't know what my next step is in this. Alright, we got the grinder. Get the cord out of the way. Today I'm wearing a shirt. It's not too hot. You don't have to look at my belly. Come on, man. Plug it in. Let's go. We got a video to make. Geez, you should already been plugged in. This guy kind of sucks. Alright. Jeez, Mr. Butterfingers. You want to take that Dremel? I use the base of mine. And I just run it down along the edge. Yeah, that base. Until I can't see that thing anymore. I'm going to do that here now. I got to bring my magnifying glass down because I'm old. And I can't see much. I want to get this right. I sell these, so I want it to be as perfect as possible. You can wear too much off of this corner and you still can't tell, but I want it to be good. Here I'm trying to show it to you, but I'm not in camera. And just go in there and clean up your little pieces that are sticking out, and then drop it again, of course. I'll roll this thing around so you can see it. There might be a little bit left on that inside. Yeah, we're going to clean it up just a little bit. Just pretend that you're a dentist and it's somebody's tooth and you're just grinding it away. Nice and easy. That corner's what you want. Hey, there's the belly, but it's got a shirt covering it. There you can see we got it. Try to get that thing up in the camera. And I'll scratch some of that plastic away with my finger. Clean it up a little bit. I believe we got the glue gun hot enough now. We can probably go ahead and glue our sync button in maybe. I made this video a few months ago, so there's no telling. To get yourself oriented, get your button oriented, just drop it down in there. Push it in with your fingernail. I'm going to walk away. I got to go get my pick. I wasn't prepared. Yep. Take your pick. Push this down on that pin. And I'm going to do that here. I do it under the magnifying glass so I can see what I'm doing. Key here is to flip it over and make sure you haven't pushed it too far. Because you can push it too far and then you glue it in there and you're done. So what I want you to do, it's not sticking out, it doesn't look like it should, push it. Mine's good. I just put a little tiny drop of glue in there, and that's that. So, next up is going to be this guy. Generally, the only cutting to this is the center post and the edges of the center post. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go around the edges real lightly. It's that leading edge. We want to make this almost like a cone shape, so it squeezes down on there good. And you'll know if you've done this properly or took enough off, because if you build one of these and the D-pad don't work right, you got to get in here and do this again. I'm just going around the top. One of these green ones I did, I actually went too much around the top and chunked it out. So be careful about that. Be gentle. And you want to go on these edges, these built up edges that hold that post. You want to grind those flush. Of course I did it off camera, but I'm going to show you when I'm done, because I got to get it under the magnifying glass, you guys. And it doesn't look like I'm wearing my chest harness on this video, so this is an older video. It's taken me a while. We're going to get it. Alright, there you go. Can you see? Let me try to wiggle this around here. Clean this post off. I normally get in there with my pick and just kind of scrape around. Most of this you won't see, but you want this to be flush, because this is going to be very important on your build. I'm still trying to scrape it out so you can see it. Down to those posts. Those posts got to be a little lower on that right side where my finger is. Right there. You want those posts to be low enough for that D-pad to sit low. Sometimes it can be a little bugger. You want to get in there and just make sure it's clean. Again, I'm selling this, so I don't want plastic floating around in there. And you can't buy this. It's already been sold. This video's old. So, that's it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my channel. Today I want to offer you guys some soap, or you can just make a donation. This one is cherry almond. All the soap is all natural. Some of it is goat milk soap. Bars are 4 to 5 ounces, generally more on the 5 or higher side of it. You can see I'm putting it on the scale here. This one here is my activated charcoal lemongrass. It's gonna weigh out. And then I have tropical teak wood. This one is pumpkin. I like the pumpkin a lot. And oh wait, look at that. Man, that's heavy. Yeah. So the pumpkin's a seasonal one. All our soap will be listed down below. This is the eucalyptus spearmint. This is one of my top 5 bestsellers. I'll pull that bad boy apart. Let's stick it on the scale because it looked kind of small. Yeah, it raised it up a little bit. Now I'm on 5 ounces, full 5 ounces. So you can see it's going to come back up, but just barely. That one's a little. How about peppermint? Peppermint's my #1 seller for men. Those bars are always heavy. The other bars that I like here in the corner is the coffee cream. This has coffee grinds in it. It's good for exfoliating your hands. If you're doing a lot of stuff like me, I'm always degreasing stuff, washing my hands, your hands get dry, use this. Maybe not to take the real bad stuff off, but after or in between, and your hands will feel so much better. You can buy these, but there'll be a link down below. Okay guys, we're back at the desk. We prepped our controller. Got all our parts here. All cleaned. I like to use an OEM back. Snap that on first. Sorry about the crazy camera angle. This should be pretty easy. Let's line this up. I'll just snap right in place. You can put screws in it if you want. I don't, because you never know when you want to change it. If you don't put screws in it, you can pop it in and out. Clean it. Next is our trigger. We put that together. Snap those two pieces together. We're going to go ahead and put in our buttons. These have been cleaned in an ultrasonic cleaner. And we're going to get them in there directional, so you don't have to worry. You're not going to get them wrong. And put our home button carrier in. Again, all these are directional. You can't get it wrong. If you do, you'll know when you snap it together. Home button's in, and we want to throw our pad on top of it. Well, I guess I forgot to put the home button in. You gotta put your 2 little small buttons on the sides in. And then we'll put our pad in. Make sure it's all nice and tight. I inspect my pads before I go in, make sure there's no rips or tears. Put my bottom pad in. Don't push it too hard over that little circle. Just nice and easy. And we'll come in with our base piece. When you put this in, look at the pins and line them up. Just don't force it. If it doesn't feel like it's snapping in, look, and then push it over the pin or post, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the controller's out of the video. That's all right. We're going to the body, our board. We're going to grab one of our springs here. Going to separate them out. Okay, we're going to look at our triggers. Right trigger, get yourself oriented. And you just kind of go on at an angle, and you get one side on, and then the other side will go right on. You just give me that spring. You drop the spring over that little hole there. When you bring it back over it, that spring's got to line up with that post in the bottom. And if you need a pick, you can do it with a pick. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Bring it over and just snap it into place. Not very hard. Now you want to take your pick, stick it in the hole farthest away. You'll see it slotted from the pin you're doing, and just push it back, and then push the trigger over, and it'll pop right into place. And do the same thing on the other one. And when you take yours apart, just watch how it comes apart. If you need to take a picture, take some pictures. And just work that in there. If it doesn't feel like it's going right, stop and think about it. Think about what you're doing. Think about where you're making your mistakes. I'm old. I can't see that great, so it takes me a little bit to get stuff right. But it's okay. I'm not in a hurry. You can ruin these if you're too rough with them. Sometimes you'll take your board out and you'll do this, and then you'll have stick drift. It's because there's carbon in there inside those. And wiggling those sticks around, pulling them off, sometimes does it. When you clean this board, you just want to be real gentle around those. Analog sticks. And we're going to take our thumbsticks, we're going to slide them over. They're slotted. If yours don't seem to fit, get a drill. Just drill out the very edges where it starts. This one's not really seeming like it wants to go on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pick. Sometimes I take my pick and I can just kind of get the corners worked out of these. In the manufactured, there's just a little extra lip there. Just go ahead and dig that out. You may have to do this 3 or 4 times to get it right, but you don't want to force it on there. You want it to go on nice. Does it go on nice, you got to drill it. I think for this video, if I remember properly, I just grabbed a different one. Maybe I'm grabbing the drill. We're going to find out. This should have been trimmed out. But here we go. I grabbed a different one. I like to look in there so I know which direction I'm going, so I'm not twisting my pen. And that one went right on. So a little extra time there in the video, but at least I didn't have to go get my drill. Alright, everything looks good here. Double check, make sure you're all together. Let's go ahead and pop that bad boy over and snap it into place real gently. Check your bumpers. Bumpers can be tricky on these. Some of these controllers could need grinding on the bumpers. Go ahead and grab your vibrators. They're directional. Plug it in. Make sure the wire is going to the left. There's a little slot down in there. You want to make sure when you do this, the wires are closer to the board so you don't pinch them in the shell. And do this other side. Okay. Now when you put your back in, you got to line these pins up. These battery pins. Make sure they're in the slots. And push down your fire triggers. Just kind of snap it together. It may not go back together perfectly, and it's not going to snap and hold itself back together. So when you get your screws, now I'm using a screw gun generally with a choke on it so it can't strip these bolts. Today I'm not using one of those. I'm just going to do it gently. So I don't suggest you do this with a drill at all. Do this by hand. When you do this, squeeze these together with your hand so you're not making the screw pull it together. Okay? Drop your screw in. Doesn't really matter which direction you go. I like to do the top ones first and then the bottom ones. And then I squeeze it. Give it a good squeeze, and you'll kind of feel it coming together, and just be real gentle. Just remember, this is not, you're not driving this down the road. It don't have to be super tight. If the screw falls out, you can put it back in. Get these other screws in here. The center one's tricky. You gotta push kind of hard, get it started. Make sure you hold your controller so if it slips or something happens, you're not smashing your sticks down. Take your time. Get it in position. However you gotta hold it there. Sometimes I use 2 fingers, sometimes I use my thumb. This one you want tight. It's gonna hold your controller together. It's gonna make a difference on your D-pad. It looks like I'm gonna have to make myself a pad. See, I'm checking my sticks, making sure that they're right. I'm going to go ahead and put these other 2 screws in. That done. I got a whole bunch of different scents on those soaps too on my eBay. You'll be happy. If not, you can leave a donation with my coffee. Next, you're going to check your triggers. Check all your function. If your bumpers don't feel right, loosen the screws. The top 2 screws. You can make them too tight real easy. Just back them out a little bit. Sometimes when I put these together, the front bumpers are real sensitive. I kind of like it. When I'm playing, I don't have to push it that far. And just loosen them up until it feels good. And you're done, basically. Battery back goes in place. That's it. All done. You got you a new controller, see-through controller. This one has an RF shield over the chip. You can pull that metal shield off that chip if you want. Just be real careful when you do it. Thanks, guys. There, I'm going to show you. There's one, an older one, and another one. They have different chips on them, so you never know when you pull that RF shield off what chip you're going to have. These ones didn't come with an RF.